Good morning, my dear. Today, I will discuss the next chapter, cyber threats and cyber security. In this, I will deal your all the security concerns, that is malwares, eavesdropping, denial of service, phishing, and cyber crimes. My first part is security concern. You can see with the increase in use of the network for accessing data and resource sharing, security is becoming a prime concern. The internet represents an insecure channel for exchanging information, which leads to a high risk of intrusion or fraud, such as phishing, viruses, trojans, worms, and more. As when we are sharing our data, you are knowing that my data is only to be sent to the friend or to the recipient, but what can be in between, you cannot think. Maybe the crackers or hackers, they will come and steal your important informations that you are transferring, my dear. So one thing that you must have to keep it in mind, that whenever my data is traveling from one place to another, it must be secure, so that my data cannot be trapped by someone. Even it is trapped, even it is stolen, he cannot be able to open it. You are knowing about the encryption technology. If I'm talking about the encryption, that means what? Changing your readable code into unreadable code. That is called encryption. So even your data has been hacked by some person, he cannot open it, because for even he is opening, he cannot get that information because it is encrypted. Now I'm going to discuss some malware. What is a malware? The term malware refers to malicious software designed with the intention to affect the normal functionality by causing harm to the system. Actually, you don't think that a virus itself it is created, computer virus itself it is created. No, it is a program. Which type of program? Malicious program, whose intention is only to disturb the other PC, to harm the other PC, to steal information from the PC, from an authorized PC in illegal way. Understood? Or with the intention of getting unauthorized access to the system or denying access to legitimate users of computing resources. Now, that means if I'm the person, I'm having my own software, and that software is protected by me, then also this software has been stolen by someone. That process will be called as hacking. And it is not the legal way to hack anyone's data. Understood? If it is not the legal way, I'm saying legal way, that means he has come to your website as an unauthorized person and got all your informations, and maybe this information can be shared to others for earning money. Maybe whatever the intention of the hacker and cracker, we cannot understand. We cannot know that why he or she has stolen my data. But you have to be careful. You are knowing that whenever you are going to have your internet banking, yes, then you must use your own laptop. Never share your OTP. Even you think that no, someone has seen my information, my net banking user ID and password. When I was using this one, anyone was just staring at you and seen this all information. Then you must have to change the password. But password should not be simple password like date of birth, bike number, your name. No, yes, it should be alphanumeric, but it should not be too complex that you will forget in future. Even the password that you have given that is complex, maybe in future you can forget that password. So you have to be very, very careful. Give such type of password which you can remember. Never give such type of password which I said: date of birth, your bike number, your father's name, mother's name, or relative's name. Never give it, my dear. Now, the first one is a virus. Now, when I'm talking about the virus, virus is also a software, but which type of software? Malicious software. Okay, that harm your system. And how? By overwriting or corrupting the system files, maybe your application files also. So there are different types of viruses, and their, yes, source codes are different. A computer virus is similar in action to viruses in our body, which replicates themselves and affect body cells. That, but when I'm talking about the computer virus, it will not affect the body cells. It will affect your files. Files either pertaining to the application software or to the operating system file or to the driver files, whatever. Understood? The affected part is called infected area. You know, sometimes you see the bad sectors. That is due to the virus. Even you cannot cure that bad sector. That means your hard disk is very soon going to be affected by virus. Now, a computer virus may take several copies of it by inserting its codes into the system programs, files, or the boot sector of hard drive, and thereby may corrupt them. I'm saying, my dear, if suppose I have my own file, maybe my file today which I use, maybe tomorrow the size of the file can be increased. If it is 24 KB, maybe tomorrow it can show 290 KB. This shows that the virus has affected my file. Now, as you cannot understand, but once you will open this file, you know, as when we are opening the file, we take help of RAM. It goes to the memory. So once this infected file will go to the memory of the computer, what will happen? The virus will remain there in the memory of the computer, and whatever the rest files that you will open, that obviously it will go to the RAM. That file also will be affected. Understood? So I'm not going in deep, my dear, to discuss that this type of virus can, yes, do this type of work. Understood? You have a limited topic, as per that I have to discuss. Now, first part is what. Now, next one is worm. Now, what is worm? Worm is often received by network, and it automatically keeps on creating several copies of itself on the hard disk. Like one file that is affected, okay, it will remain there and it will try to affect the other file. that file will again try to affect the other file. That means the file which was not affected and has been affected by virus, which will let the coding of that file be changed, and whatever the instruction that the virus has, as that instruction will be shared to your own file, and this file now will behave not as a normal file, it will behave as a virus file, and whatever its symptoms, as per that it will try to affect your other files, and a time will come your all the files that you have in your hard disk that will be affected, my dear. Understood? Now the next part, that is Trojan horse. Yes, when I am talking about the Trojan horse, yes, one thing that comes in my mind, what, you have heard a story of Trojan horse? There were two kings. Understood? One king was not stronger, and that king wants to win the castle. What he planned, he gifted a horse, wooden horse, to the king. King was happy. Understood? He allowed that wooden horse to enter in its own castle, but that wooden horse was very big in size, and who were present inside the horse, wooden horse? The soldiers. All the soldiers were hidden inside the wooden horse, and when this horse went inside the castle, and what happened after that, at the night all the soldiers came out and attacked. Yes, and that king win the castle. Same symptom you have in the Trojan horse also. Actually, when I'm talking about the Trojan horse, the Trojan horse is a code that appears to be desirable and useful, but ends up harming the system. Just now, the Trojan, the horse that was given to the king, that was an excitement for the other king. That that my king, who was the king, that who was my opponent one, who was my enemy, now he is going to second, going to be a good friend. That's why the king welcomed that wooden horse to enter inside the castle. But what happened after that? You know it. So Trojan horse can attach itself with the safe application. Like I'm giving one example. It may be attached to any game downloaded over the internet. Such an application, when executed, creates a backdoor in the system through which a hacker can access the system. Like here in the wooden horse, the soldier. The hacker can monitor all the activities performed on the system. He can also control the infected system by harming the data on the system. Now, the next one, that is eavesdropping. Now, what is eavesdropping? You can see the definition here. You can understand by this. Eavesdropping is the act of secretly or stealthily listening to the private conversation or communications of others without their consent. That means it is just like that a person who is hiding behind the door and listening each and everything. yes, of yours. This is called eavesdropping. Eavesdropping is done through telephone line. That is called phone tapping. Cellular networks, emails, and instant messaging. You cannot understand that what is going. You will be busy in your work, but a person who is hidden will just see all your activities, will record all your activities and send it to its master. This is called eavesdropping. Now, the next one is the denial of service. A denial of service attack is a attack in which the machine or network resource become unavailable to its user. Now, indefinitely disturbing the services. What do you mean? That if I'm an authorized user, I have all my permissions. In a network, I can share my printer, but it cannot be possible next day for me because of denial of service attack. Maybe whatever that has in my right, I cannot reach over there. Whatever the services that I have got, that I cannot avail it. This is called the denial of service attack. Denial of service is typically accomplished, my dear, by flooding the targeted machine or the resource with unnecessary requests to overload systems and prevent requests from being fulfilled. A DOS attack is like a group of people crowding the entry door of a shop, making it hard for genuine customer to enter. That means in a rush, it will just enter in your network and can do some destructive work inside your PC. Next one is phishing. You must have heard about phishing. It is not F-I-S-H-I-N-G. It is P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. Its pronunciation is a phishing. Phishing refers to the act of stealing a user's personal information through fraud. You know what happens? You have heard this type of news also. Even sometimes you get this one in your mail also. It's spam. Yes, what it comes, you have one, or you have one jackpot of 1 crore. Now, as you have not participated, then also you can get 1 crore. What happens? Those who are not aware of such thing, they become greedy. They all become greedy and try to just entertain that activity. Once they will entertain, what will happen? Ask all the information. What is your name, father's name, telephone number, mobile number, address, bank account number. Like this, all the information it will ask. And when you will submit it, all your personal information will go to whom? Maybe to the unauthorized user. They say he will try to attack you. He will say you are doing. You go and visit this link and you have to pay 100 rupees for that. This is the registration form and this is to be done by you through online payment. I have to get 1 crore only by having the registration over there. And for registering, I have to pay only 100 rupees. What will happen? As you will click on that, it will show the link of a bank. When you will click on that bank, whatever the internet banking of that bank that shows on the web page, same designing of that web will be shown on the screen. Now you will be, oh, this is my own bank as a website, and you will try to gain the user ID and password. Here you will be. So whenever such type of link comes, you have to be very careful. Even when you are doing the online shopping, even some websites they can give you 90% discount. Never have faith on that one. Whatever hard money that you have, that also will be transferred to an yes unknown account, my dear. So never try to be greedy, because without hard work, nothing you can get. You all are knowing. So whatever you have, your hard money, that also it will be transferred to unknown account. So you have to be very, very careful. Now, the next one is cyber crime. Now, what is cybercrime? Actually, cyber crimes are the crimes related to misuse of computers or internet, such as theft, fraud, and forgery. The IT Act defines cybercrime as an unlawful act wherein the computer is either a tool or a target or both. Some of these crimes are mentioned. Yes, one by one, I am going to discuss those all crimes. You must have heard about the cyberbullying, social networking site. It happens. Wait, yes. First one is cyberbullying. Now, what is cyberbullying? It is harassment or bullying. Yes, through the use of electronic or communication devices such as computer, mobile, phone, laptop, whatever you can say. That means you will be you will be harassed, yes, by such activities. You will be in depression. You know, sometimes what happens, we think that okay, whatever the videos that I got it directly, I will upload to my social networking site. You know, those videos should not be shared. Maybe those videos can be trimmed, can be cropped, and can be used for other activities. For what? For any other purpose, to harm anyhow, or for, yes, getting money from your side by having your picture, yes, what, modified, changed. Understood? So whenever such type of activities are done, you must have to report to your cyber cell. Cyber cell will take action against those persons, because it is quite easier to track those all bad elements using the IP addresses. Understood? You have heard many cases. It happened and that person was trapped. Okay. Next one is cyber stalking. What is cyber stalking? It is the use of electronic communication by a person to follow a person or attempt to contact a person to foster personal interaction repeatedly, my dear, despite a clear indication of disinterest by such person. Next one is your online job fraud. You know, unemployment. This is a big, yes, problem for our country. And many of the users, they are trapped over there. Even in newspaper, you can see there are many ads. Understood? And these ads leads the other person yes, been a problem, because when they visit those offices, they just say, first give me the security money. You must have to go for the registration process. And once you do all such thing, and after a month, what will happen? You will be not getting the salary, and even that office will be shifted to others. This type of cases have already come. So such type of thing, if it happens with you, you must have to, yes, give this knowledge to others also. Because if this is incident that happened with you, it must be disclosed so that the other person should not be trapped by any other person. Understood? It is an attempt or defraud people who needs employment by giving them a false hope or promise of better employment with the higher wages, that 30,000, 50,000, 60,000 you will be getting salary. But what happens? As they give, yes, the registration fee, the security money, maybe after few days, yes, what happens? That office gets shifted to other place. Even whatever hard money that person has, that has been misused by such bad elements. So you have to be very, very careful. Now the next one is SMSing. Use of mobile phones, text messages to victim into calling back on a fraudulent phone number, visiting fraudulent websites, or downloading malicious contents via phone or web. That is called SMSing. Now, the next part, that is SIM swap scam. Now, it is just like getting a new SIM card against a registered mobile number. This is called the cloning of your SIM. Next one, credit card or debit card fraud. You see, an unauthorized use of another's credit card or debit card information for the purpose of purchase or withdrawing fund from it, that is called as credit card fraud or debit card fraud. You know, sometimes you are asked also by an unauthorized user to give your details about the credit card or debit card. Sometimes it comes not from the bank, but saying that this call has come from bank, saying you that your debit card is going to be expired very soon. So give me details so that we can renew your credit card or debit card. Never, never share it, my dear, because bank never says that you have to disclose such important information to other. Even the bank also asks, never disclose it. Next one is identity theft. This is the dishonesty, making use of electronic signature, password, or you can say any other unique identification feature of any other person. This is called the identity theft. Last one, no, second last is spamming. Spamming is what? Influencing a recipient to buy a product or service, or maybe visit a website via email, SMS, MMS, where he can make a purchase. This is called the spamming. And the last one is ransomware. The victim is asked to pay the demanded ransom to get his device decrypted. Understood? It happens many times. First of all, you have to know decrypt. You know what happens in this one? Whatever the software that you have made, okay, and you know that if I will sell this software or I will give ownership to any other person of my software, I will get 2 crores. But what happened? This person has hacked all your information, all your coding of software. Now what will happen? He will call you and say that give me 50 lakhs. I can give this software back to you. Otherwise, I will have multiple copies of this software and sell this one in the market. Now, you know that my software can be sold in 2 crores. But as it has been hacked, nothing is in my hand. Now, even sometimes it happens, my dear, whatever your personal information that is hacked, my dear, you be trouble. Understood? Like I'm giving one example. As a learner who has created a Facebook account, but he is not aware of such all things. He has given all the information, name, father's name, address, mobile number. What will happen? Next time, many calls can come to his mobile because he has disclosed. He has to do it private, but he has done public. Public means what? Whoever will see your account can know your details, can know your mobile number. What will happen every time he'll be disturbed? Even he is in work, call will come. So not only that, I'm giving an example, but adverse situation has already come, my dear, where the person has gone in depression. Is all the personal information has been shared by multiple persons. Due to that, yes, it makes that person be in depression. So whenever you are uploading any materials, whether it should be private or public, you have to decide it. Otherwise, you will be in problem, my dear. I hope you have understood these all topics, my dear.